Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're going to be going through a few things. There's some weird stuff happening in the world of AFK Arena that we're going to go through quickly. Then I want to take a look at the Lost Sigils event and talk about what the best things to buy in that event are and just go for a breakdown of that. So let's get into the video. Okay, so first up, there's a couple things going on. The first one is, I'm pretty sure this is from the Japanese launch. So this image here, as you can see, there's that new hero. I think this is going to be very similar to the way Wukong came out in a global launch. That's all we have at the moment that I've seen. If you've seen more images of this this girl, the new hero, let me know and leave us a link, DM me on Discord, and I'll put them up. But that's as far as I know that I've seen so far of her. I'm thinking Wilder or Celestial by the look of it. She's looks like a Wilder type girl, but she's got the yellow hair and the glowing, so maybe Celestial, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But there's that will probably be coming with the JP launch. I'm fairly sure that's JP. I'm fairly sure. Then moving on from that, the funny one, we have the Colonel, the KFC Colonel. Okay, so this is on, once again, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it's the Chinese version, or that looks Chinese. I think it's this is the Chinese version, don't quote me, but anyway, whatever version it is, they are getting the Colonel as a playable hero. It's not coming to global. It's okay. Don't show. It's the kind of thing I don't like. It's funny, but I don't really want it to come to global. Personally, that's me. I don't know, but you know, it is what it is. That's out there. It's out there. It's out there. But I don't know. I find it funny. You know, we've already got the Burger King with Arthur, and now they're throwing the Colonel in. Maybe next up we'll have a Ronald McDonald. I don't know. Maybe Global gets Ronald and they get the Colonel. That'd be competition. I don't know, but that's happening. It's not coming to global as far as I know. That's a Chinese exclusive. I know they don't want to do too many exclusives between different versions, but some things like this is a big promotional offer over there, whereas over here it's like in like at least Australia, probably the States as well, it's a bit of a oh yeah. so that is that one. All right, now that we've covered that news, I want to look at the Lost Sigils event. We're going to have a quick look at a post done by Whitesushii on Reddit as well. But just the basic idea with the Lost Sigils, when you look at value, we'll go through his spreadsheet in a second. But basically, the best value when you weigh it up is going to be the red emblems. They're just, because they're so hard to get elsewhere, they're really bad value from the Labyrinth store as well. So even though they are in the Labyrinth store, they're not really worth it. So in these events, you just really always want to pick these up unless they make them ridiculously expensive. Gold's poor value. These gold emblems and the purple emblems, they're like not bad value per se if you added up numbers, but because they're so easy to get with gold, it makes them really poor value. Then you have the faction cards, which are okay value, but because of the how cheap these faction scrolls are, the fodder cards don't really do me. Like the fodder cards give you more when you look at it in terms of like they just give you more fodder, but when you take into account the purples, the guaranteed purples out of the faction cards, the faction scrolls, and then on top of that you might get lucky, these could end up outweighing even the fodder. So the faction scrolls win out on this one. Sometimes the fodder cards are cheaper and they're worth it, but in this one they're a bit too expensive. And then the only other one that's half worth it is Mezoth if you really want him, but he's still expensive. Athalia is a big no-no just because you know, you can get it from the store. And then these guys are all just really expensive for what they are. So number one choice being the faction emblems, number two choice being, for me anyway, the faction scrolls, then the faction cards, and then you can use whatever's left over on you know, the purples because they're only 5, or you know, maybe get some golds. But the one thing I wanted to look at here is the fact that for the for these, they use the same factions. So most people are going to find it easier to go Wilders, Lightbearers, and this is what you got to look at when you use your team compositions. So with this one, you know, you get the faction emblems. It's Wilders and Lightbearers up here, Wilders and Lightbearers. Same thing here, and then also if we go up to here, it's going to be same thing here for the faction scrolls. So basically, if you just balance out and use a team of just Lightbearers and Wilders, or just Maulers and Graveborn, most people are going to do Lightbearers or Wilders, I believe. You can just balance that out, go the whole event, spread them evenly. The event runs for 12 days of battling, for an extra 2 days to collect your rewards. So if you just spread it out, do 6 days of 3 Wilders, 2 Lightbearers, and then 6 days of 3 Lightbearers, 2 Wilders, you'll just end up being able to purchase at the end of the event whichever one you want if you're not sure at the moment. So me, I'm probably gonna go the emblems on most of my accounts. I may just get, like, I've got 5 accounts, so I'm probably gonna get the Summon Urge and just buy some scrolls with one of them. But that's the basic overview of it. Now I just want to jump into Whitesushii's post and take a look at his, because he puts in some massive work into these things with some really good math. So we'll jump over there and take a look. Okay, so here's the post from Whitesushii. If you're not checking this guy out on Reddit, definitely do it. He does a real good mathematical analysis about just about everything that comes to the game. Really, really good. But as you can see, he sums it up. The reward lasts for 12 days. The event lasts for 14 days, meaning there's 2 days just to purchase stuff. The maximum rewards as free to play is 360 sigils in those 12 days, because you get 30 per day. So it goes through all the free to play maths, all the maths. He even talks about if you just buy the $1 packs, because if we go back over here and we look at the $1 packs, give me 1 second, we'll jump over here. I actually made a mistake on my Celestial Hypergene team. I brought my Tailene into the first battle, stupidly. so I'm a bit out on that one, but you know, you can buy these. I'm buying the $1 packs on the Tailene account. It gives you an extra 5 a day, which isn't too bad. Plus you get the 10 stones. So when these events come around and you can get something out of the $1 packs, if you are a spender, the $1 packs are always really good value, especially if you're a low spender. You know, $1 a day, it's not really going to break the bank for a lot of people. Some people can't spend at all. I completely get that. That's cool. But if you are a low spender, these $1 packs are definitely the best value. When you look at it, these are in Australian dollars. That's why they're a bit inflated. But this is the $1 pack. You get 5 emblems, and those can be used as any faction. And then over here on this $5 pack, you only get 10. So it's much better value the lower the cost. So yeah, definitely go those. And then if we look at the actual merchant here, these become really expensive, because they become $1 per thing in Australian dollars anyway. That's $1 per unit. Whereas if we go over here, if we go back over here, it's $1.50 for 5. So the value here is incredibly better. Even these ones are better value. So these packs are only for whales. Only for whales when you've bought the rest of these, because these are much better value. They give you more sigils per dollar, and also they give you extra stuff on top of that. So just steer clear of these ones. Moving on from that, let's get back into the Whitesushii. We go here, PC, that's it. All right, so he goes through all that, has all the rewards listed there. He does a nice little value comparison here, and he goes through the maths on everything, which if you don't want to go through the math on everything and actually look at it, if you do, it's really in depth. He goes into a lot of effort, but basically he breaks it down right here. Rewards breakdown: best value, good value, average value, bad value. And basically here he goes best value faction emblems. Like I said, it's like sort of when you come into these events without doing the maths, you can just look at how cheap faction emblems are and go, they're pretty much always the best option. But he went into the math of it. There's that. Then the one that people were tossing up between, because sometimes the blue cards are actually really good value, but in this one they just looked being more expensive than faction scrolls, and there was only 20 of them. It just looked really bad. So as you can see, he goes 27% better expected value than faction scrolls when you take into account how many predicted fodder you'll get. That's just on average. But you lose the chance at getting key heroes from the faction that you're looking for. So that is the big thing that you lose out on. And plus in the faction scrolls, like I said, you get a chance, you get a chance at getting double purples triple purples. If you're really lucky, you might get a quad, but you know, I definitely roll my chances on the faction scrolls, so they're the second in the good value. Then it comes into the Celestials and Hypergenes and blue cards, and like he says here, don't go with Thalia. This is only for Mezoth. Thalia would be in the bad value for me because you can get her from the store. I know it takes time, but I would not go for Thalia. And then the normal hero choices, they're just never that great. They're never that great. In my opinion anyway. They're just too expensive. You could go the faction scrolls, maybe get them, maybe you don't, but you still get fodder, and you will get another hero anyway. So that is those. Moving on, if we go over to the left here, the daily deals part, he talks about the daily deals every day. That will give 70 sigils over the 14 days, because once again, the event only runs for 12 days, but you can actually purchase those daily packs on the 2 days where it's only there to buy from the shop. So basically what it says is it's going to leave you too short. If you buy the daily pack every day, it's going to leave you too short of the extra 40 faction emblems. So basically you're just going to have to buy a $5 pack if you want to make up that gap, which he explains is worth it if you're a spender. Once again, if you're a spender, so that's probably what I'm going to do on my Celestial Hypergene account, buy all the $1 packs, then buy one of the $5 packs just to push me over the edge and get those extra emblems, because especially on that account where I'm stargazing a lot, I don't get many red emblems. So that is what I will be doing over there. And then he does a really nice strategy recap here, where it's like, what do you want to do for what rewards you want to get? So as you can see, red emblems, you can go, my face shouldn't be in the way. No, it's not in the way of the chart. He just goes day 1, and you can inverse this. So you can go, you have 6 days of 3 and 2, and then 6 days of the inverse 3 and 2. You can do that the same with Maulers and Graveborn. Otherwise, you can do a team of 5, but you're probably not going to do the 5 and 5 because a lot of people won't have that many good heroes to be able to win the battles doing it that way. When we look at the scrolls and cards, just quickly, I want to just go back to here again. If you see this, if we go over, let's pop this up. Because you've only got a limit of 2 times on these faction scrolls, you like I said earlier, you can just go the one double faction and go ham on them, but then you will run out and you will have to swap and do the others. For me, I just think if you've got a good Wild or Lightbearer team and you want to do scrolls, I'd personally just do the two of these, purchase those 2 times, and then just go the red emblems. It's much tougher to balance out to get all the faction scrolls, because you've got to use those Maulers and Graveborn, which becomes a lot more difficult once again to balance. However, early game players, if you haven't unlocked the faction ones, you might have to do it. So it's going to be a play around. So what I'll do is I'll just pop this back up again. But basically, he goes through this, but once again, this is going to be specific to anyone. This is going for the scrolls and Lightbearer cards. So as you can see, it's going to change depending on what faction you want to go for. But he does a little spreadsheet. But once again, if you're going to get all 40 scrolls, it's going to be a lot tougher than going the red emblems, because you're going to have to, it's going to be team specific to what you have. And also if you're going for the faction cards, you might have to split it up, because you might not have a team of the 5 Lightbearers, Wilders, Maulers, Graveborn, whatever faction cards you're going for, that is going to get you the win. So this one becomes a lot more complicated, but he gives a little spreadsheet of how to do it if you have the specific heroes. However, it's going to be tough, and you can sort of just play it by day, work out roughly what you need, try and spread out your teams to get them. That's the way I'd do it if I was going for all the faction scrolls. But yeah, I'm just going to stick to the emblems because it's a lot easier. And then over here, hero and scrolls, same thing if you want to go for a hero and some scrolls. And then over here we got the Mezoth, which obviously you're going to have some Hypergenes. So if you don't have a Hypergene, I'm fairly sure you can use mercenaries in this. I haven't actually tested, but you should be able to. And then you can use the mercenary to get that if you don't have any Hypergenes, but hopefully most people have a Hypergene, whether it be in a Ziz from the shop or just getting lucky and pulling one. But see, you go there, that is the Mezoth if you want to get it. So once again, recapping, let's look at some new things coming here. Let's take this off the screen. We have the new hero. Whoop. That was a post that I had ages ago. We have the new hero coming here for the JP launch. We have the Colonel coming, and we have the Colonel coming. It still makes me laugh. And then we have this where you want to go red emblems, and then faction scrolls, and then fodder cards is the priority order for this one, and maybe take a Mezoth if you're really desperate. So that is going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.